I, 19F, was a crazy child. When I was in grade 2, I was in a bathroom stall at school one day. I had the bright idea to stand on top of the thing that held toilet paper inside. I then proceeded to climb across the tops of the girls' stalls and saw girls sitting on their toilets, staring at me as I was crawling on top of their doors. There was a little brick wall right next to the stalls, and I casually slid down and then washed my hands without shame, as if I didn't just climb on top of everyone's stalls. In grade 2, I had some incredibly tiny and squishy toys that I was fascinated with. For fun, I decided to chop off their heads one day. In grade 2, a few days before summer vacation, I packed up all of my school things and left, saying, I had an early vacation. In reality, I was too poor to ever be on any type of vacation besides going to a local beach or my mom driving me somewhere. My family believed me until the last day, yet I never did get in trouble for it. When I was 10, I saw a small rodent, which was either a mouse or a shrew, quickly crawling across my yard. I didn't want a chance at spreading any diseases, so when it stopped moving around, I threw a big rock at it, which resulted in it being successfully killed. I was slightly fascinated with its crushed body parts. I was fascinated with a Japanese girl at my old elementary school, who would teach us about her culture. I even made a me of her and often played as her in Wii Sports. When she gifted chopsticks to everyone at the end of the school year, I slept with my wooden chopsticks under my pillow every night until they snapped. In the summer, before I entered grade 3, I saw women on the beach from afar. I kept yelling aloud that they were beautiful. My brother tried to tell me that they could hear me and to stop, but much to his dismay, that didn't stop me. When I was in grade 3, the bathroom lights were turned off, and I didn't turn them on. A mentally disabled girl and a worker entered the bathroom and probably turned the lights on? I don't remember because this was over 10 years ago. I was sitting in my bathroom stall, and the disabled kid tried to open it, but it was obviously locked, but I was quiet as a mouse. Her worker assured her that no one is there, and the young girl became scared. I heard her be scared and I felt entertainment from it. The thing is, I myself am mentally disabled, as my username would suggest. That would probably explain some of my unusual behavior. I'm a homewrecker. I know it sounds bad, but I'm actually not sure if I am a homewrecker or not. I met a guy, everything was perfect about him. Not only was he a 10/10 look-wise but he was also a 10/10 personality-wise and he was absolutely amazing. We instantly clicked and it felt like love at first sight. Now to the big bomb. I asked him if he was single and he said yes and that was the end of that, but then just yesterday I found out he has had a girlfriend this entire time and all the things he talked about doing with me, he's currently doing with her. I should write to her and I will because I feel disgusted with him and myself. I just needed to tell someone about this before I lose my mind. Too embarrassed to tell my husband that I want to be read a bedtime story. I, 19F, am currently 6 months pregnant and trying to sleep has simply been hell. No matter what time I rest for bed, I always wake up before 2 a.m. From there, I am still sleepy but no matter what I try, I can't fall asleep. During the day, I get so exhausted that I don't even remember falling asleep. I usually sleep for about 4 to 5 hours, not intentionally. I do try to fight it but I usually just pass out. This has killed my productivity, motivation and energy. My husband, 19 meters, once read a bedtime story for me and I was able to fall asleep. I slept that entire night. He has such a loving, soft and calm voice. After the one night he said he didn't want to read me another bedtime story. I never asked for an explanation and didn't take it personal. At that time I didn't have issues sleeping and it was just a sweet little thing we had done for the night. I'm sure that it was nothing other than him not feeling up to it at the time. I think him reading me a bedtime story could help me sleep through the night, especially if I push myself to be so active that I have no time to sleep during the day. I'm too embarrassed to ask him because I'm a grown woman and should be able to rock myself to sleep. On top of that, want to be read a children's book. I feel like an adult's novel would get me to think more and distract me from ultimately sleeping. I really don't want him to mock me or call me childish. I ruined my best friend's relationship. My 22F best friend, 22F, has been dating a guy, 26M, for a bit over than a year now. It seems like they have an ideal relationship from a third-person perspective, but it's absolutely not ideal. They have serious fights very often, serious meaning breaking things, shouting so loud that the neighbors can hear them etc., and he even gets violent with her sometimes. I've told her to leave him multiple times and that if he behaves that way he doesn't love her, but she supports that he's her soulmate and she can't let go. When she came to uni with a bruised eye, I lost it. I knew I had to take action. Digging deep into his IG account, I found out that he hadn't been exactly loyal. He had been seeing other girls while being with my best friend. Now, of course, on one hand I was not happy to learn that, but on the other hand, I realized that once a cheater, always a cheater. Thus meaning, he was an easy target if you get what I mean. I created a fake account and made it pretty realistic. I uploaded a bunch of pictures and waited a bit to gain some followers before approaching the boyfriend. When I had gained about 500 followers, I followed him and waited for a follow back. Of course he was very quick to respond. Not long after the first message, the conversation got steamy and we arranged to meet up to have fun. Of course I had screenshotted everything and sent the "Hey girly" message to my best friend. When I knew she'd seen it, I deleted the account. After that, my best friend finally broke up with him. I felt so guilty holding her in my arms while she was sobbing her heart out, but I also knew that this was going to do her nothing but good. She was out of that toxic relationship at last. I wish my dog would die. He became paralyzed a year ago and his separation anxiety and neediness has only gotten worse. On top of that, he is completely incontinent now. I can't ever leave for more than a few hours at a time because he needs his bladder expressed. Also means no vacation, and no day trips. Trying to hire a sitter is difficult because no one is trained in bladder expression, even vet techs. The people that are trained, charge a premium of $100 a day and I don't have money like that. If he eats the wrong thing, then I'm cleaning up diarrhea explosions that cannot be controlled. I work full-time, so after work I feel like I have to spend the rest of my day with him because of his anxiety. My life completely belongs to him. And he really doesn't add much joy to my life, only stress. I can barely date, can't have sleepovers and my home always smells like poop. He's also destructive and destroys every bed he's ever had, every toy, and if I try to contain him to a room he will destroy the door trying to escape. I do everything in my power to make him happy, going on walks, with his wheelchair, buying toys, chews and bones, giving him high-quality food diet and trying to give him all of my free time, but it's never enough. I feel like I can't get a moment to myself to breathe. If I can try to get 5 minutes in the bathroom, he's immediately trying to get in or cries at the door. I love him but my life is shit because of him. I really am starting to resent him. We're on a walk right now in the woods and he's crying because we stopped for a moment so I could post this. The vet recommended euthanasia, but I know he wants to live, and I'd feel guilty choosing that. I don't think his quality of life is bad, he's just so needy that it's disrupting my own. I just wish someone would take him but no one wants to take this on. I've posted him on rehoming sites without luck. It's terrible and I don't know what to do. I'm so burned out and can't do anything about it.